Alright, sun's coming up. We are rolling out of Hagerstown, Maryland right now. Got that load still on. Had to go in and get some releases printed out that I've been asking for 5 or 6 days now. Just so happens I get them when I'm not home. So I had to go to the pilot and get them printed out. No big deal. Let's get on the road. We're headed towards Pittsburgh. We had 1 pick, 2 drops, and then we have 1 pick and 1 drop for the return trip, so not too shabby. 2018 Navigator. This thing's kind of nice. I'd hate to know probably what the price tag is on this thing, but 22,000 miles. And all kinds of freaking seat controls. I kept looking down here to try to figure out how to put the seat back, but it's right here. And then I always knew that they had these funky buttons to go into reverse, so we're having to unload in the middle of the street, but it's plenty wide enough here. Actually, you probably can't see, but then dealership's right there. Alright, well, this is where the fun begins. Picking up 3 Caravans, which all should fit. Put the top one on backwards, and then the next 2 on forwards. I got 48 feet, I need 50. So if you see the overhang on this front Caravan right there, that's at least 2 feet. So figure we got 4 extra feet. It's kind of how I figured it up. These are all retired U.S. Postal Service vans. And I guess the guy bought 3 running driving ones from him. We're just gonna hide under the trailer right now. It's freaking raining. And I'm sure he's gonna have to unbury them, and I doubt any of them start. They probably need jump. They're supposed to be running drive units. And usually GovPlanet's pretty good about that. That's how all this is sold through. They're just all retired U.S. Postal Service cars, and what's crazy is they're from, I'm up here near Pittsburgh, so these things are rusty. I call them, like, so I don't know what this guy's gonna do with these, if he's using them for parts or what, but good luck to you, brother. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Hotshot New England, I'm coming for your title as the van man. Love it when a plan comes together. Plenty of room. Overhang's good on both ends. Got to grab one more strap from the other side for this back wheel, and we ride off to New York. Oh, all right. Good morning. It's I don't have my watch. Look at that tan line. 4:42 a.m. This is the first part of the video on my new camera, so we'll see how this works. As far as yesterday, I was trying it out, and connecting it to my phone and actually downloading the footage to the computer was 100 times easier than what a GoPro was, so we'll see what happens. But I got this little honey hole, and I say it's terrible that I have to say honey hole is $2.99, but we're getting some fuel here because we are headed to NYC. Actually headed to Lynbrook, which is right by Jamaica, New York, right by JFK, kind of, which we'll see. I don't usually do this, but the rate that I negotiated with this guy was good, and I actually have some Hertz rental cars to pull out from JFK Airport, so I've got enough time. That's why I'm leaving early today. I've got enough time. If this is a pain in the butt, then so be it. But it's a cash deal, so I'm not complaining. So get fuel here, and probably run in here and get a Monster or something, and we'll see how. Okay, So my first thoughts on this camera that I'm using, I was sitting in traffic in New York City. Shocker. I knew what I was getting myself into, but anyways, I'm using the Insta360 Go 2. This is the case for it. So it fits in here, which charges it, and you can see it's only about the size of my finger. It's like a little AirPods case, pretty much. Now on this side is the is what they consider the controller. So you have a little display and your buttons to record. You can start, end video, change modes, everything from there. But when you put the camera back in here and close it, it charges it. So you actually have 2 times the battery. So it'll charge the camera itself, and then it'll charge the case, and then you have double the charge. So far so good. I've been liking it. It's got this, I actually have it on a sticky mount on the windshield right now that's reusable. You can take it off, and as long as you clean it, I think it's said with like just water. It says clean the pivot stand with water and dry before reusing. So then you can like pretty much stick it anywhere. So it's been pretty cool. Also comes with another clip. That's what I'm going to use for my hat, so I can do like POV stuff. Comes with a magnet you actually put under your shirt, and then you can have it as like a chest mount. And like I said, it's only, you know, the size of, I don't know, what would you say that is? 3 inches, 2 3 inches. I don't work with things that small, so I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so we are, this is New York for you. Hour and 29 minutes to go 29 miles. Not terrible. I've got a little bit of time. That's why I left so early. I knew this was going to happen. Plus, it's raining. It is what it is. So we'll see what kind of quality this camera gives us. So far, I'm digging it. And like I said earlier, the download to my phone and to the computer was really quick. The app is easy to use. You can clip in the app and make like you know, shorts or TikToks or whatever, IG stories. So been pretty happy with it. So we'll see. The only thing I kind of don't like is the battery life, but with it being this neat little case, you can just keep it plugged in all the time when you're not using it, because I don't let mine run for a real long time. The longest I ever let mine run is when I'm rambling like this for 2-3 minutes, or when I'm doing a time lapse, like coming through the city or things like that. So this was that little pivot stand I was talking about. You can move it this way, you can move it back towards you, whatever. I just flip it up out of the way right now when I'm not using it, and just leave it up there on the windshield. Alrighty. Delivery of one of these. Maybe. Make sure this thing runs alright. Put this guy's temporary tag in here. Since he's guess parking it right here for now. One of these. Lock that up. I'm done with that one. Take these two with me to another location. Have some nosy neighbor. We're gonna, guess we'll move this one back. Actually, let me see how far this is. Might not be far away at all. It's only 2 miles. We're gonna leave that the way it is. Get out of here. Alrighty, 7.7 miles of deadhead, which is nice, even though it's going to take us 21 minutes. Headed to JFK Airport. Hertz Rental Company, I guess, has rentals coming out, and they were sold. So I've done this before at a few different, trying to think of where I've done this before. I know I've done it at Pittsburgh, the airport in Pittsburgh, but can't think of where else I've done it before. But anyways, having to learn to get around expressways and parkways and everything in New York gets kind of stressful. That's why having a truck GPS is nice. But look at this U-turn here. So having a truck GPS is nice, but I prefer to use Waze, especially for all the updates, traffic, cops, things on the road. More interactive than all the other GPSs. So get over here about 7 miles, 20 minutes or so, and actually had a check engine light come on the truck today, and no performance issues, but we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. This is my face in New York City. So, supposed to be at JFK Airport picking up 2 Corollas, and I have the vehicle release, which is like a proof of payment, but I didn't have the gate pass, which when it said release, I figured, hey, that's to release the vehicle. But I guess it was a release of funds that they were paid for. Whatever. So I called the broker for an hour trying to just get gate passes. And of course, you can book it. I'm not going to say who it is, but you can book like online. You can send in a request. And then if they see that you're like one of their carriers, they will just go ahead and send you the information. And when they do that, you go within their website, and then it has like your rate agreement, your manifest, which is like pick up and drop off locations, and then, you know, this release. I was like, oh great, you know, got everything I need, printed it out, and come to find out that's not the actual release. It's a release of funds, not the gate pass. So I called and 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 I called. Sent an email 45 minutes ago, still haven't heard anything, so I am just going to cancel the load. I'll probably find something on the way out of here, but I'm getting out of the city. It's 12:30 now. I'm getting out. So I don't want to get stuck in here and end up taking me 7-8 hours, which it took for me to get in here, when it should only take about 4 to get back. So I'll let you guys know what happens from there. So here's my thoughts on situations like that. It's very frustrating sometimes, but I like to just move on and just start planning ahead. A couple of reasons why, you know, some people would be like, well, why don't you just stick around and wait it out? Probably would have if it was anywhere else but JFK Airport. There's nowhere to park. I'm parked in a turning lane with my 4-ways on. I already had gotten yelled at once by a port authority to keep it moving. I did one of these and they kept going, but you know, if they would have came around again, and I just didn't want to get into a situation like that. So anywhere else, like I was talking about earlier, the Pittsburgh airport, there's like a huge dead end like circle that you go turn around in. There's parking on both sides. It's like abandoned like warehouses, and you can park back there and you can sit for, I'm sure, when I was there, I'm sure some of those trucks, they were probably sleeping, because a bunch of them were sitting back there idling. Places like JFK, being in New York, you're not going to have room like that to wait around. So that was a little frustrating. And so my thought is, you know, get out of the city. I got New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, whatever. You know, probably New Jersey or Pennsylvania, depending on which way I want to go home. And just pick up something along the way. Might end up losing a little bit of money, but if it comes down to it, you got to think of time, you know, dollars per hour. I could end up making more money per hour just by getting out of the city quick enough. And getting out of the city quick enough and picking up something else. So these two cars that I was gonna pick up at JFK were a little bit out of my way. So if I can find something, maybe there's something else that popped up. I just jumped on it because I was 7 miles away from my. That was 7 miles away from my drop-offs. It might end up, being a good thing to find something else here once we get out of New York and get back into. Oh my! So, was it worth it going to New York City today? You know, I usually don't. I don't mess with the city. I think I got a bad taste when I went there. I'm trying to think, it's probably been 3-4 years now, and it was just a trip from hell. And I think that put a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, today, honestly, it's about as much from where I'm coming from as you can do in a day, unless you were to do it where you would leave at like midnight or 1 a.m. and could deliver 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, because you make great time because of no traffic. Like I did that, would have been 2 weekends ago. Went into the Hamptons hauling horses, and I was able to get left at 1 a.m. and got back out and was back by I would say by 11. So it was like a 10-hour trip. But was it worth it for me today? I think so. I was not stressed at all, other than this check engine light. That's what you guys hear dinging. It's coming on and off. But I think it's EGR related for the code. So of course when I start the camera, it'll start dinging. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.